Hello guys, and welcome back to a new video. And today we are back here with Not For Broadcast. And let's continue, shall we? Alright, let's go. Day 15, a late night. Oh, you get to the theater slightly early, and Sam's already there, waiting, dressed to the nines. You smile widely as you join hands and take your seats in the private box. You certainly get used to this. The tickets arrived on your doormat on Monday, but the typed thank you from Chris. You'll get your passport back soon enough, apparently. The show isn't to your usual taste. A pretentious opera in a language you know for a fact that Chris doesn't speak either. Still, the complimentary drinks sure go down smooth. When the show finally ends, how many bows do these people need? You stand in line to get your coats, and Sam has you increases with a hilarious impression of the conductor, arms flailing wildly. The couple in front of you are talking about the relocation of people who couldn't pay their new tax bills. It sounds awful. Sam smiles gratefully at you as you both think of Chris safe and sound. When you get home, you're still laughing as Sam heads upstairs to shower before bed. You notice your 14-year-old son isn't home, and there's a note in the kitchen table in his almost illegal scrawl. It says he's at a friend's house. It's a school night. You go over there and march him home. You trust him. It's one night. He's got to start taking responsibility from his own actions and own decisions at some time. What's the worst that could happen? A call from school. Your family answering machine crackles into life. Who could be calling while you and your spouse were at work? Good afternoon. This is a message for the Winston family. It's Miss Smith calling regarding your son Charles. I'm sure there is a perfectly reasonable explanation for it, but he wasn't in school today, and we hadn't heard from you that he would be absent. I'd like to remind you that we do require all absences to be authorized in advance or in exceptional circumstances for parents to ring first thing in the morning. Please see to it that it doesn't happen again. Thank you, goodbye. Someone has some explaining to do. $42. Oh my god. Okay. You're leafing through the pile of accumulated posts. Each new bill pulls on your gut like a lead weight until a flash of blue makes you pause. Recognizing a teal advanced logo on the envelope, you tear it open. Dear Winston residents, this is your second reminder regarding the Assets and Wealth Redemption Scheme. Please submit your passports to your nearest government office as soon as possible in order to register for the scheme. You cannot receive your share of the national rebate without submitting these documents. We work as a team, and we are rewarded as a team. forwards together, Julius Salisbury and Peter Clement. Chris is safe, that's all that matters, you hope. A tight Christmas. You can't help but crack a smile as you look around the table. The snow has settled on the grass outside. The kids are pulling a cracker while your elderly mother tries to keep her eyes open. You did always have a soft spot for Christmas. Is that a party noise? A noisemaker? Across from you is Chris' empty seat, probably on a tropical beach somewhere, you think. You catch Sam's eye, who breaks into a smile, clearly thinking the same thing. Even without Chris, the food has had to be stretched a little thinner this year. But no one seems to notice. Christmas really can be a wonderful time of the year. You look around the room at your family. Are you having a nice Christmas, Grandma? You make a toast, you stay silent. Your mother smiles broadly at you, just like she used to. Yes, that's absolutely lovely. Sam softly corrects her. That's Alex. Cassandra. Alex. Pat's not with us anymore. Oh yes, of course, she mutters. And immediately she's back to the frail shadow of her former self. Sam smiles kindly and squeezes your hand under the table. You look around at your family. Make a toast. You stand and raise your glass. Merry Christmas, everyone, and I'm glad we're all here. Well, most of us. There are murmurs of cheers and much clinking of glasses. Your daughter Susie seizes the opportunity to corner you. You know how you love me? You raise a questioning eyebrow. I'm not going to like this, am I? You joke. You know me, and my friends are planning on traveling this year. Susan begins innocently. Well, I was hoping you'd help me with the money. You laugh. Yeah, okay. I knew it. I'm a mind reader. You chuckle as your 19-year-old daughter rolls her eyes. You wish you could say yes without worrying, but now that your mother's had to move in, things aren't quite as simple anymore. Just how much are we talking here? Only a few hundred. Okay, I think I may need to call my accountant. Only a few hundred, she mumbles as she pushes a stray pea around her plate. It takes a great effort for you to not spit your mulled wine across the table onto your elderly mother. I knew it's a lot, darling, Sam interjects, but trains are expensive. This is a great opportunity for her, and I did already say she could go. I'm sorry, but that's money we don't have. You can't take it away from her, Alex. Sam insists. I've already said she can go. Susie says nothing, but you can tell she's holding her breath. Alright, if you think you're going to afford it. Susie grins, stretches from ear to ear. You in it? That's so great. Thank you. The mood soars as Sam puts a paper hat on your head, and Charlie takes pleasure in reading everyone's god-awful cracker jokes. The room is filled with voices and laughter. Looking around at your grinning family, your mother whispers, your father would be so pleased. You dab your eye with the napkin. You feel very lucky. Maybe next year. Oh. Current wealth. What is money? A long weekend. Oh my god, what is this? What do I get to do with some when do I get to do some new stuff? Why does the zip on this damn case never close? It's your anniversary. Every year you and Sam go away for the weekend, usually camping. You're not made of money. You've been looking forward to it for ages. You're finally getting to some time alone together where you can forget about the noise of life. No kids, no work, just a bit of romance and some peace and quiet. The zip finally gives up the battle, and you drag the bulging suitcase down the stairs. The answer machine is blinking on the hall table. Alright, good evening, Alex. This is Mr. Bozeman. I am calling to inform you that you will be required to work this weekend. Your heart sinks. Some information has come to light concerning the rising tensions between our nation and foreign powers, and the National Nightly News team will be working around the clock to ensure we break the story first. Needless to say, I will expect your attendance tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. sharp. Have a pleasant evening, Alex. Shock turns to annoyance and then fury. What are you going to tell Sam? Sam comes downstairs. Sam comes downstairs brimming with excitement. Kissing you, they grab the car keys from the dish and start to load your bags into the bag. Ignore the message you need this weekend. Apologize profusely to your spouse, but you really should go into work. You sigh heavily. You're going to go, aren't you? The voice behind you makes you whip around. You nod slightly, simply. I get it. Your family has always been your priority, but sometimes work has to come first. You should go. Sam pulls you close and holds you tight. A wave of gratitude washes you over. You unpack in disappointed silence. A permission slip. Oh my god. Your son Charlie hovers at your elbow as you read. Do you find yourselves striving to achieve? Are you an active member of the team? Do you like reaping the benefits of cooperation? Join the advanced go-getters today. Forwards together. This doesn't sound like a youth club he told you about. Charlie grabs the flyer from you and thrusts a form into your hand. So I can walk there straight from school, and Ben's sister can drop us home after, so you won't have to do anything. You sign the permission slip. Your son is thrilled. It's heartwarming to see him go so passionate about becoming an active part of the community. This can only be a good thing. Are we done here with the stupid forms? A free ticket? No! Some guys at work gave them to me. They can't go. Sam stands in front of you, brandishing 2 tickets. You see the title in bold letters. Alan James is right in front of you. I'm really unsure. What do you think? Shall we go? Free tickets are free tickets. He's a hilarious character. It'll be hilarious if nothing else. The show is entertaining, but much less funny than you thought. He is a powerful public speaker, and something about it sticks in your mind. Lying in bed that night, wide awake long after Sam's breathing turns heavy, it hits you. It was the crowd, not laughing but roaring. Middle of the road. A profitable partnership. Oh my god! There's so much! After a particularly long day at work, you come home to find the posts sorted into piles, as Sam has taken to doing recently. Most of it is the usual rubbish, but a letter with the increasingly familiar advanced logo and we urgent respond immediately plastered on the front in a correspondingly urgent red font grabs your attention. Best to get it over with. Yeah, I agree. Dear Winston residents, this letter is to inform you that the advanced government has taken another step forwards into our fight for equality by nationalizing the largest private corporations and redistributing the resources among the citizens of this great country. The partnership balance program ensures that wealth created by the people is delivered to the people. You don't remember this being in the manifesto? Every household will become a partner in one of three carefully selected institutions, chosen by advanced for consistent high performance in financial security. Please note, all returns are based on public opinion and cannot be guaranteed. Please select one of the following. EOB, Eye of the Beholder Incorporated, whether it's cosmetics... Oh, we did an advertisement? Oh, that's cool. There was an ad that said something about the advanced program. Wasn't there? I don't know. Neil's Deals Limited. It's always a steal for Crazy Neil. Pleasure Corp. Our business is your pleasure, from sport to travel, or even just some you time. You can't say pleasure without leisure. Pleasure. I did it. Oh, I could always go for a Metallica reference. I'm hitting it. But Crazy Neil, I'm gonna go with Metallica. Thank you for your selection. Please return this form using the envelope provided. You will receive a report from your partnerships in 3 to 6 working months. It seems Advance can't defeat the quagmire of governmental bureaucracy. Okay? The future of this nation is in partnership. Forward together, Julius Salisbury and Peter Clement. So these are the same people that made the oh, what was it? It must be like the CEO of the program, or like the founders of the program. Current wealth. What is money? Current wealth. Crippling debt. Can we get into some news editing? If you're enjoying this video, please hit that subscribe button. Road to 100 subscribers. Also, drop a fat like on this video. Day 153, The Tempest. Oh.
Good evening, Alex. It's Boozman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other two, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right, that's the lot. Have a great show, Total Pimp. My god, that weather looks nasty.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Oh.
I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolf.
Oh.
In an exclusive live interview with Prime Minister's Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol. I'll be asking what this
After
mysterious
3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the Jeremy first move? Could this silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now. Dante's doctors for more than a month now. Doctors and David Wong announced today that they're considering two possible options. That they're considering two possible options.
Minds in science, with two of the finest minds in science still working together. The eventual return of the team to dry land. The eventual return of the team to dry land.
Without enough engineers to successfully fix their craft, the team seemed likely to attempt to farm the cabin's ecosystem while they wait for rescue from above ground. While they wait for rescue from above risotto, Jeremy. I think I'll stick to risotto, Jeremy.
Bearing their opinions. The formerly rich fighting back with a naked protest.
Our very own Robin Short was on hand earlier today when Short was on hand earlier today when this new protest group first
It might seem amusing to us, but it might seem amusing to overprivileged section of our society is not adjusting well to our future. Is not adjusting. It's often too easy to forget that not every. It's often too easy to forget that not every citizen is thriving under advance.
Johnny Hansley and Tiffany Lamore were spotted having a private moment out at lunch today.
Been on a roller coaster since they started dating late last year. And this dating late last year. And this back in the is sure to place them.
Could we be on the verge of the biggest celebrity wedding? Professional wrestler Randy Grizzlenut professional wrestler married his long-time fridge married his long-time hands last year in a wrestling ring made last year in a wrestling ring made
this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sport. About to become the bad boy of sport.
In an attempt onwards and Mr. Snugglehug's disaster behind them, Mr. Snugglehug's disaster behind them, Remington Smith announced a brand new product that already has the markets buzzing, that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
It was quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today. It was quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today. The young CEO
described as a breakthrough far ahead of its time. The male contraceptive pill is heralding a sexual revolution. Is heralding a sexual revolution.
Oh, we can't show this. We can't show this on TV. There's kids watching. That's fine, they'll learn.
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later. Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon coming to you live. First annual sports board of tonight's National Nightly News. National Nightly News. We have an exclusive interview with one of the victims.
Poor 7-year-old Timmy Tadlock. Like so many of those affected by the Christmas bloodbath, undergoing a series of reconstructive facial surgeries.
He spoke for the first time since the tragedy. He spoke for the first time since the tragedy.
Before we go to the interview, however, before we go to the interview, issue a full and frank apology for any part we may have played in the tragedy. For any part we should never have advertised Mr. Snugglehugs. We should never have advertised Mr. Snugglehugs. The sheer scale of this tragedy, now upwards of 8,000 casualties,
On behalf of the Nightly News team, on behalf of the Nightly News team,
in future we will do better. In future,
now it's over to Robin Short at the Tadlock family.
Thank you, Megan.
Robin,
I'm here with Mr. and Mrs. Tadlock and their 7-year-old son Tadlock and their 7-year-old son Timothy. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Whose idea was to say
it's all right.
Whose idea was to say
It's all right.
As you can see, Megan, as you can see, Megan,
here. I'll tread carefully. Here. I'll tread carefully.
I'm going to speak to Timmy.
Hello, Timmy. Can you see me?
Hello, Timmy.
Can you
Mummy?
see me?
Who's that lady? Mummy?
It's the lady from
Who's that
television,
lady?
Timothy. She's going to ask you a few questions.
Careful now.
She's going to ask you a few questions.
Don't worry, Mr. Tadlock. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle Inquirer for no reason. Can you tell us what happened to you? Can you tell us what happened to Mr. Snugglehugs? You had just unwrapped Mr. Snugglehugs, hadn't you?
Yes.
Was he under the tree?
Smell him already. Yes. I can smell him already.
Ah, yes.
Smell
That'll be
like
the fur.
love.
Scented with her. That'll be the fur.
I
Scented
was
with
so
her.
excited. I ran up to my room and gave him a big hug. I ran up to my room and gave him a big hug. I got so soft on me before he got in the way of Daddy's Porsche. Before he got in the way of Daddy's
And what did
Porsche.
Mr. Snugglehugs say to you? And what did Mr. Snugglehugs
He
say
blinked
to you?
his real action eyes. He said, "You're my very best friend." He said, "You're my very best friend." I sure wish Mrs. Snugglehugs was here. But I sure wish Mrs. Snugglehugs was here. $89.99. She can't be. So just $89.99. And then it's the general error. And then it's the general error.
And is that when he burst into flames? And is that when he burst into flames? Exploded. And then he exploded. And am I right in saying that one of his real action eyes is now permanently embedded in your cheek? Permanently embedded in
When
your
I took
cheek.
him in at night,
It glows
when I
through
took him in at
bandages.
night,
It
I
glows
know it's
through
under the
bandages.
hedges. I know it's under there.
Yeah, some of the other children.
Staring at me.
Yeah, some of the other children. And with his glasses, that's fine. And with his glasses,
many eyes,
that's
Robin.
fine.
And
And the
what's the
eyes,
last
Robin.
thing you remember? And what's the last thing you overtook you? Before the darkness overtook you.
With his one eye, and with his one eye, love as he love as he
It sounds very traumatic. It sounds. Do you have nightmares?
Right, that's
You have nightmares.
That's
Mr. Tadlock, just a couple more questions. Do you think you will ever be what we can? Do you think you will ever be what we can call normal again? Do you think your parents will ever? Do you think your parents will ever really love you again? So there you have it. Just one of the many victims of it. Just one of the many victims of it that is shaping our nation. That is shaping our nation.
Thank you, Robin and Harold and stuff. Thank you,
And many
Robin and
questions to be
Harold and
answered
stuff.
by Sophia London in the coming days and months.
What a lovely
How
family.
will she turn this crisis around? How will she turn this crisis around?
So, Jeremy, what are the warning signs when there's something a dangerous toy?
Well, Megan, experts advise to always check for the new advanced mark, which guarantee a level of safety and quality.
Hamlet's 3 years. So if we take a look at this national nightly news mark, you should this national nightly news mark, you should see the mark.
In the wake of the scandal, the government were praised for their swift response. The government were praised for their stringent checks and new products. Bringing the set of stringent checks and new products.
It certainly is good to know that someone's watching. When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon. When we come back, live, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live. Stick around. You won't want to miss it. Stick around.
We'll be back
You won't want to
after
miss
these
it.
messages.
1 minute back.
Oh, sorry, I'm bursting.
Yes,
Watch back, Jeremy. The women are coming.
I'm all worried about this political
Alex, Bozeman, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
Don't be lazy. Let's get crazy. You want to sleep on your lawn? We've got flowers. We have even got strawberries. You want to swing a hammer? We'll throw in the trees for free. You need a sleeping bag. We've got men's sleeping bags, boys' sleeping bags, couples sleeping bags, sleeping bags. You could sleep.
Will there ever be a time where I need to worry about the fan?
We should just keep it as it is.
Of course, you do.
Like, will there ever be a time where I need to worry about the temperature of stuff?
You'll see us fry. Good for the ratings.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Welcome back to the National Nightly. Coming up
up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Minister about their exciting new healthcare facilities.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right,
Nice to see
Jeremy.
they care.
But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon. We're going now to our own the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation. Of the new game that's gripping the nation.
That's right, Megan, you join me live here from the That's right, Megan, you join me live here championship. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other. We have Eddie Striker, she's the more experienced of our two players. Eddie Striker, she's the more experienced of our two players. Dangerity of pay, 12-month driving, dangerity of pay, 12-month driving. Striker's not going to signature facing tonight, hoping to prove himself in the career record of 12 out. Prove himself in the career record of 12 out. It's Mr. Wings fun himself, Tommy. The fingers, Mr. Wings fun himself, Tommy. The swing on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. Still going on. Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. She won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. Harris, perhaps the brawn and Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brains. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerve show her. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Using his arm to pick up the ball. What about a shot there from What about a shot there from Harris Striker? For shot number 3. All right. For shot number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing under her legs. She's gone to sort of throwing under her legs. Not bad if you ask me. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So we can only hope the round turns out to be better. We can only hope the round turns out to be better. After the argument with the ref section, first time to change it. Argument with the ref section, it's time to change it. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the end. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course now they go back to the starting positions. As that makes sense. They go back to the starting positions. As that makes sense. Striker giving it large. Striker giving it large. Winter round 2 now with Harris okay. It seems to have some winter round 2 now with Harris okay. It seems to have some thinking about the bottom. Walker going back across her breasts and arms. Trying to ignore all of that security, I'm sure. Trying to ignore all of that security, I'm sure. We broadcast into that, as I said. We're going to get the situation resolved with that, as I said. We're going to get the situation resolved. They're trying to possible.
Oh crap.
They're trying to this is quite crucial. Women's bodies is quite crucial. Right, okay, so back into round 2 now. Right, Harris absolutely determined to close that absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Eddie Striker. Eddie Striker. It's just some of the tightest player I've seen ever. It's just some of the tightest player I've seen ever. Harris. Harris. And was that a offensive thumb screw? We haven't seen that at the heats. And was that a brilliant move? We haven't seen that at the heats. What a brilliant move. Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical I don't know about you at home, but I'm absolutely blooming jaw-dropping.
The die?
Absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shock. And Harris is having an absolute shock. What a miserable start. But he isn't late for Harris. Always said that. But he isn't late for Harris. Always said that. 4 rounds and 7 seconds. Too hard. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington's Fist. Must be some music here to start the half-time show. Must be some music here to start. Okay, another posh protest to loose at the court here. Okay, another posh protest to loose at the court here.
Oh God.
Is running around here with his genitals on display. Running around here with his genitals on display. And ruining what was shaping up for the and ruining what was shaping up for the Now he's thrusting himself in Harris. Now he's thrusting himself in and the bucket is knocked over. And the bucket is knocked over. I cannot stand it. The bucket is knocked over. I cannot stand. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Cool to see. Genitals flying around. Really see. Not Sunday morning television. Really not Sunday morning television.
God, why are we showing this?
Taken away, never to be seen again. Hopefully taken away, never to be seen again. sides of the bucket. I'd like to call that one both sides of the bucket. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in science. We can't. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't. Not bad. Not bad. So that ball boy's giving me the eye all again today. That ball boy's giving me the eye all again. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. Back to Harris here. That ball, am I right, ladies? What I wouldn't give to be that ball, am I right, ladies? Tommy Harris. Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move. Because it dribbles down his arm, which is actually a really good move. Because it's not going in the bucket. Down his arm and goes on the floor. It's not going in the bucket. Back to striker. Back to striker. And striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course perhaps with the tiny bell. Yes, look at her face. Look at her face. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame. Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. Tommy Harris. Tommy Harris. That's all right. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is not bad. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact. Caution from the referee. Perhaps a little contact. Caution from the referee. Eddie Striker. A little bit harsh. Eddie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You came to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. You came to see it, don't you? For God's sake. For God's sake.
Oh my God.
Breasts and genitals for all to see. I mean, there's only so much we can do. There's only so much we can do. Try and carry on. The players try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course these protesters hoping to take protesters Yes, very good. Yes, very good. Take it away. Bloody wasters, absolute wasters. Bloody wasters, absolute wasters. Oh, jog on! Oh, jog on! It's an absolute bloody... Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, it's Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it? Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. High level play here from two absolute juggernauts. High level play here from two absolute juggernauts on the sport. The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. She's juggling it around from her hands. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's in. So a wonderful move there. Quite late top. So from striker. She's in it to win it. On it. She's in it to win it. On it. Like a carp on it. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana. Not sure if he has any potassium or not sure if he has any potassium or. And he's throwing it half a banana as the ball. And he's throwing it half a banana as the ball. What a fantastic What a unfortunately that is over. How can you look at that is over face? How can you look at that on the face? What a referee now to announce it to make sure. He's a referee now to announce it to make sure it is a real commission.
Winner, first annual of the Sports Board Championship. Sports Board Championship is everyone!
I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and I'm going to be celebrating another wonderful victory for me. Another wonderful victory for me.
Had an extraordinary fight.
Historic sports board, Jared. Historic sports board, Jared. Yeah, I can reach a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know. I can reach a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly would be better against you.
live with Prime Minister's Julia Salisbury live with Prime Minister's Julia Salisbury have a big announcement. Who apparently have a big announcement.
That's coming up after these messages. That's coming up after these messages. Fucking microphone shot me. What? Fucking microphone. Just shot me. Where's that sound guy?
Are you worried about being a burden on your children? Are you scared of a long,
Everything okay?
painful decline?
Oh, the
in
mics
your
are just trying to
final
kill us
years?
now.
Of being
You'll be
trapped
fine.
in your own
You're
body as it
unshockable.
slowly wastes
I'm
away,
immune to your cheap
or
black.
losing your
I'm
grip
wearing
on
you down.
reality. Well, it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
Now you
Postman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that this storm is causing the odd power surge, so your controls might be a bit, dangerous. Now, I know you're tough and you can take the odd shot for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions. Postman out.
Seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
You're gonna need a whole new lining up there.
We'll look into it.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Miss Wolf, your star seems to be in the
Bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolf.
That's a firm accent you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are, Pet.
are carried out efficiently and compassionately.
You'll see.
All
10 seconds, everybody.
absolutely.
No, mine's fine.
Oh. I died and not for broadcast? That's new.
Are you scared of a long, painful decline in your final years? Of being trapped in your body as it slowly wastes away, or losing your grip on reality? Well, it doesn't have to be that way. Now you
Postman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that this storm is causing the odd power surge, so your controls might be a bit, dangerous. Now, I know you're tough and you can take the odd shot for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions.
So sorry about Whoops Buckets. We, seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
You're gonna need a whole new lining up there. Triple single, wouldn't
We'll look into it. That's good to see you again.
Miss Wolf, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Too bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolf.
Aye, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are, Pet.
You'll see.
This power surge
10 seconds, everybody.
has made it so that
Have you had a little accident?
you have to
5,
have a
4,
bucket.
3. Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about graffiti that's been
right.
springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whingers mostly.
People who've yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's tripping on me.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you had an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive
Oh
about
God,
it.
this is
Let me ask you a
way
question.
different.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, Pet. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
That'd be a vote, would it? Yeah, that was definitely a shot there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close up, Captain?
Oh, sorry, it's camera 4 like that.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He was to go to the hospital. My granddad, he collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He was all frail and pale. I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Oh, was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were walking. He wouldn't even wait till
What was I supposed to do? It was the odd surge was on the censor button.
Awful. Awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't. Or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they've run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline.
Are you okay?
I don't know, I think it's from the asshole.
Are you still on the air, Peter?
Yes, sorry, my apologies.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry, I've got sacked again. Can I get a little bit of help here, please?
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
Jesus, a raw shell face, fucker! That one was massive! Right, no, this bastard's coming off!
That the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of holding that grandmother with a rusting twat.
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
For God's sake!
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to believe you've yet to be in office.
Oh my God. We're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy.
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board Final. And we'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name is Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody.
So they just...
The same, sir.
I don't suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
It's my nephew, so we transitioned, but I thought the leak.
Yeah. Significant reduction to pay. Broke out the crippling debt. Selling kidney. I'm gonna do another one. That was really hard, trying to maneuver around all the buttons that had lightning on them, that had the odd power surge. The lockdown.
Alex, oh thank God you're alive. It's Jenny, the floor manager. Are you okay? Alex, you need to get it together. Look at the broadcast screen. Just look at it. That's all we've been putting out since you went down. You have to fix it, now. Look left, Alex, out the window. See? They're all over it, little bastards. You're going to need a full charge to clear that many off. Hold down the big button until it's fully charged. Then release it to zap the little fuckers. Excellent, Alex. We're broadcasting again. They must have built up while you were napping. Usually it only takes a tap on the button to clear one. Look, there's a lone one climbing now. Zap it off before it starts to mess up the signal again. Great. That seems to be the last of them. For now. Right. We're about a minute out. Get the adverts loaded up. I've got to deal with my pet idiot. And Alex, keep your ears open. You'll hear them climbing up the tower. Don't let them build up.
We'll be going live to the National Nightly News. But before that, let's take a look.
Alright, so no need to worry about that.
This has
I don't
no
know.
credibility, Jenny. No professionalism. It's not a mess. Everything is where it should be. It's ramshackle and characterful, and I expect you to know the difference. Of course Megan's place looked lovely, but I can't see it, can I?
Thanks, Jenny. How's lock-in with the boyfriend going?
Decided to take his chances on the wild streets, eh? Rather than endure another romantic comedy.
Jeremy, Jenny says your hair looks stupid.
Yes, I can hear her.
She says she's not talking to you.
Yes, I know, I can hear her.
Shall I count us in?
Make it so.
Okay, 10 seconds. Break a leg, everyone.
Preferably a furry one.
5, 4, 3.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. Our main stories tonight.
Snugglefox? It's been almost 5 weeks since all the Mrs. Snugglehugs toys woke up simultaneously in factories worldwide and began searching for their husbands. The Mr. Snugglehugs were so short-sightedly destroyed. And now, as this photograph suggests, they may be changing tactics.
Built to surprisingly traditional gender stereotypes, the Mrs. Snugglehugs have been arming themselves with a variety of household implements. All the more reason to make sure that cat flap is taped up good and tight.
Armed with blunt weapons, the Mrs. Snugglehugs are only ankle height and therefore able to be kicked away easily by young, healthy individuals. They do, however, pose a particular risk to the elderly or those with pre-existing medical conditions like fatal bruise syndrome.
Going stir crazy, with no signs of Mrs. Snugglehug's batteries running out, and the government lockdown now in its 31st day, domestic relationships across the country are taking some unexpected turns.
Dramatic reports are beginning to emerge of uncharacteristically bold behaviour in homes across the country. And we're not talking about the model planes that occupy so much time in the
That's what I
Donaldson
need to
household.
keep an eye out for.
With dating options
Right
limited,
here.
many house sharers,
A
in
little
particular
buzzing.
students, are finding solace in co-tenants they'd previously rejected as unfuckable, indulging in an activity that has become known as snuggle tugging.
Going it alone. Popular crustacean Johnny Hamsleeves is back in the news today as his astonishing photograph that he linked himself shows exactly how he's been spending his lockdown.
It seems that when the lockdown was announced, Johnny's long-term partner, Tiffany Lamour, was busy in the capital preparing her new show, Chocolate Clit Bombs, for its now postponed grand opening. Let's hope the exhibits don't melt.
Being locked in alone seems to have made poor Johnny realise the empty pointlessness of the professional sportsman's existence. A life that, while no longer bringing great wealth, still offers vacuous conversation, narcissistic wives, and an utter lack of social importance. Let's hope he doesn't run out of toilet paper for those tears.
The shape of things to come? In their own version of a lockdown for more than 45 years now, the descendants of Doctors David Wong and Ingrid Svorsborgen Horgensvoord and their unfortunate team today managed to get a personal statement to the surface using flagellized imaging equipment.
Many of the Svorsborgen Horgensbrood, as they've come to be known, have certainly captured the public imagination, with a recent vote naming Helvetica Svorsborgen Wongensvoord the most likely to survive a massive electric shock.
Helvetica's Svorsborgen Wongensvoord here with a little update from Dante's Taint. This year's going to be our biggest ever harvest and autumn's just 2 weeks away. Or at least that's what we think. There's no real day or night down here and all the clocks broke a long time ago. But if our calculations are right, we think that for you up there it is Wednesday the 4012th of January, or as you call it, Pissmouth Day. Or possibly Boxing Day if we're a bit out, so happy Pissmouth! I hope you get all the presents you asked for left under the Pissmouth tree. I'm hoping to complete my collection of rocks. See you in September. Helvetica out.
It's hard to believe they've been down there so long now.
But everyone knows time moves differently underwater, Jeremy. That's why baths take so long.
That's right. And as anyone will tell you, the deeper the bath,
the quicker the relativistic forces of temporal causality will have a measurable effect upon the fixed dimensional parameters of your environment.
Yes, I've said that many times.
Papers, please. With the lockdown becoming ever more rigorously enforced, having a passport is becoming increasingly important, Alex.
The government caused controversy today by announcing a fresh charge of passport fraud with an imaginative form of punishment for those found guilty of this brand new but incredibly serious crime.
The international community have been critical of Advance's decision to begin branding those found to be abetting passport fraudsters. The red hot metal may seem painful, but I'm told it's actually preferable to most music currently in the charts.
And Advance speaks out. With the snuggle struggle proving a test to governments around the world, Advance HQ released a curious statement this afternoon.
In the accompanying release, they asked us to stress that they have been listening and that this should be taken as a response to how the people really feel.
We've certainly done our bit on this show to contribute to the political climate. But let's not forget, how we behave in our home lives is what really matters.
Let's hope it's not just me who filled out that questionnaire, Jeremy, or we're all in trouble.
Let's play that statement.
Greetings, team members. The time has come to strike back. The team must protect itself at all costs. For too long, we have allowed the cuddly menace to mock us with their snuggle-huggedness. As Supreme Leader, it is my wish that every household shortly receive a weapon from my sharp and poking range. There are 12 to collect and enjoy. From the stabby, jabby eye hook, to the jewel-handled twisted flesh scraper, or even the particularly pointy stick. Alongside your equipment, you will also find an instructional VHS tape on how to maim and kill effectively. And for the older generation, we've carved some simple instructions into a piece of slate next to a racist rule.
What's with the plane?
Train well, and then, on Thursday, you will hear this siren. This will be the signal to take to the streets, to begin the hunt, to destroy the tiny swarm that has infested our lands and our hearts. Show them no mercy, for they deserve none. Of course, there may be a bit of collateral damage. The odd puppy or toddler may take a pasting. But we'll have our country back. So what's a few miniature casualties? Together, we will crush our enemy. Together, we will prevail.
Delectable stuff.
Later tonight, Jeremy will be catching up with brave roving reporter Patrick Bannon, while I check in with two friends of the programme who find themselves stranded at opposite ends of the country.
And then, in part 3, there's going to be a quiz. Presumably because there's nothing more important going on that you might like to report on if you were saying a news programme.
And in a moment, we'll both be asking Sophia Remington how such a trusted brand can have made such a terrible manufacturing mistake.
With what it describes here as help from popular psychic scientist Delia Lionel.
Oh, I like her.
No, you don't. Why do you do that?
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Nightly News. And here... First tonight, how did we get here? Where are we going? And most importantly, who's to blame?
Joining us from her ranch in Arlingsfield, Milwaukee is the CEO of Remington's Fist, internationally respected business Bengali, Sophia Remington.
Thank you for having me, Megan. I'm a huge fan of your work.
And from a crystal healing laboratory, what I assume is a garage in Upper Lowington, inexplicably renowned psychic scientist, Dr. Delia Lywell. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Sorry, us?
Myself and the eminent professors.
Is that what you call the voices in your head? Is that what you call the voices in your
Attract
head?
dead scientists. I don't really know why.
The money?
They express themselves to me through ethereal algebra and quadratic predictions. It's all very technical.
No, it isn't.
I concur. Miss Remington, the entire Snuggle Hugs range will surely go down as the biggest public relations disaster in history, won't it?
Well, of course, that's one world record we would never have thought.
What can you say at a time like this?
There is only one thing that can be said. I'm sorry. We're sorry. From everyone here at Remington's Fist, but especially the dedicated inventors and world-beating engineers at Remington. We are deeply, deeply sorry. Who could have predicted that letting a child's toy learn how to love had such unforeseen consequences?
Mary Shelley?
We see you, Sophia Remington. You are preening by a metal vessel, and where you venture, you will see neither land nor sky.
Is that supposed to be the future?
Only the past is concrete. I remember being a child in my grandpa's workshop when he made the first dancing hangman toy. He put it by my bed, and when I couldn't sleep, I'd wind it up and let it go, and I'd watch that happy little execution and watch that wiggle and wave its tiny noose and dance before my eyes. Grandpa sold thousands of them on the quiet, and he used the money he made to found Rimming Toys, which is now just one small part of the global supermassive megacore that is Remington's Fist. Sadly, we lost Grandpappy along the way. He died in a fire at the preschool tobacco factory, another one of his pet projects. But we never lost his spirit of invention.
Yes, I'm not entirely certain what your grandfather's offensive toys have to do with the current predicament.
The spirit of invention, Mr. Donaldson. The passion to create, to problem solve. And that is why I'm here today. To tell you about a brand new product we're launching simultaneously around the world from midnight tonight.
We said science! Science! We hear its song on the breeze, its breath on the wind, its fart under the covers.
How does she do it?
Well, please, don't keep us in suspense any longer.
Won't be my future she's making up next.
Remington's Fist is proud to present Snuggle Traps. Safety and security in these dangerous times. Each box of Snuggle Traps contains 8 devices, all guaranteed to stop a Mrs. Snugglehug. That's enough for a small lawn or 4 window boxes. And do you want to know the best thing? They're only $129.99 a box. Now that is affordable peace of mind.
We see you, Jeremy Donaldson.
Not now, honey, I'm mid-pitch. The best thing about Snuggle Traps is that powered by next generation Flardinium batteries. So, however long the enemy lasts, these traps will not last.
We see you, Mr. Donaldson. You are screaming and yelling. Your friends
Oh my God.
crying friends. They fear you. And then you're gone.
Oh my God, I just got chills. Did anyone else just get chills then? Did anyone else just get chills?
I think it's more concerned. I think I'll be more concerned about these traps. Quickly moving forward, get to the break. These appear to be attractively repackaged landmines. Aren't they dangerous, say, to children?
Oh, hell yeah. These are not toys. Oh, hell yeah. But they're explosive fun.
Sophia Remington, Dr. Delia Lywell, thank you for joining us.
When we come back, we'll be taking a look at the situation across the country tonight.
Don't go away. We'll be back after these bandages.
Was that all right?
Oh yes, Doctor, that was exactly what we did.
She seems very nice, that young Miss
Mr. Bozeman.
I think she'd make an interesting dinner guest.
Do you think so? I think I'd rather spend the evening shoving Delia's sacred crystals up my skeptical arsehole.
That we will be staying on air, maximising revenue, and
Good.
It's Dave. You're not going to believe this, but I've decided to come home.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll call you back at the next break and we can talk about how I get me job back. Cheers, Alex. See you, mate.
Okay, bye.
we have
I want to know what's up with the plane. It wouldn't be there if it was. Oh, I thought I could like open up the windows. Then again, I have a fan.
Guidelines you must follow during this crisis. Stay calm, for God's sake. Panicking makes you less productive, and that makes Bozeman sad. Protect network equipment at all costs. We have literally hundreds of employees, but our budget is limited. We ask you to do the right thing and value our property over your personal safety. If you're working from home, please refrain from taking meetings on the toilet. Even if you're not going, we can still tell from the way your voice is all echoing. A reminder, the dress code is still in force. I can hear a tie on a conference call like a freak. And finally, remember, the public are scared. They want information. They'll consume anything we tell them. Let's not waste time on fact-checking or integrity. There's money to be made and Papa wants a taste. Bozeman out.
3. Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Now it's time to take a trip around the country to hear how the lockdown might impact the nation. Joining me are respected academic Katie Brightman and author of Alan James' Alan James.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Megan.
Thanks, Meg. I enjoyed it. It really is a pleasure, Katie. I enjoyed our little heated encounter.
So first off, Katie, how are you coping?
I'm holding up okay. The lockdown directive was so sudden that, like many people, I haven't been able to get home.
Oh no, what happened?
I was staying at a hotel after an international
God.
and we had a particularly heavy night out. You know what economists are like.
Notoriously hate splitting the bill.
And I overslept, and as you can imagine, I've been here ever since. But there are certainly people much worse off than me.
Exactly. My tour has been cancelled indefinitely, and I've had to refund every single ticket, even the cheap seats.
Oh, Alan, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. People are being quite rude about it. They don't seem to realise we've already spent it. So beef.
The crisis claims yet another victim.
My book, Alan James is Right, is now available in paperback.
Unbelievable.
What was that?
You're unbelievable.
So, Katie, how do you think this might affect the economy? Should we be worried?
Very, Megan. Not to sound dramatic, but this could be catastrophic. Unemployment has skyrocketed, and frankly, it will be a miracle if a lot of businesses can survive this.
Here you go, scaremongering again, spreading this latest liberal hoax. That's what they want. They want us quiet. They want us compliant. And they want us inside.
A hoax? How on earth can you say that, Alan?
Well, I haven't actually seen one of these supposed toys. Have you?
Well, no, but...
Did you know 3,000 people die every year from regular toys? That's a lot of people. And this is no different. You're just as likely to be hunted down by a yo-yo or a tennis racket.
He makes an excellent and persuasive point, Katie.
Don't listen to her, Katie. The press are the enemy of truth.
She's agreeing with you, Alan, you absolute shit.
Alan, are you now recanting your statement that these toys aren't dangerous?
People are saying they're just like normal toys, and that simply isn't true. Corrupt media lies.
Katie, how do you respond to Alan's claims that Mrs. Snugglehugs might be dangerous after all?
I suppose that I guess I'm agreeing with him.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate your support. A lot of folks are saying this Mrs. Snugglehug situation will all blow over, but it won't.
Yes, right, exactly. We need decisive action from the government. We need huge financial support to protect our workers and our businesses. We need to support the vulnerable, and we need
to repent. Exactly.
Someone really got a burger?
Oh
my god.
Liberal indulgences like art, cake, and health. We need to act now and begin sacrificing our firstborn, or to push a beloved family pet.
Absolutely, Alan. If we can all successfully come together as a community
Isn't that
and
a
perform
friggin'
the
sandwich?
ritual, hopefully we will appease the great ancient. Katie, could it be any worse?
Luckily, over the past few years under Advance, they've invested heavily into health, so the system can actually bear the strain.
This guy actually eating a burger on TV? On the news?
Will you just stop for 5 fucking seconds?
The Global Alliance of Fish People are amassing an army. Amassing an army to kidnap.
That's you. That's what you sound like. That's you. That's what you sound like.
But I don't sound like that.
Yes, you do.
You do, Alan. You do sound like that.
And that's why no one wants to be your friend. And that's why no
I've
one
got
wants
loads of friends.
They haven't.
I don't think you do, Alan.
Yeah, stop lying, Alan. Yes,
Not lying. You are.
Oh, good one.
You are.
Oh, good one.
Well, I'm telling.
Alan James.
Alan, you know
Katie
what they say about
Bradley, thank you
snitches?
for
Alan,
joining
I'm
me.
getting my needle.
Thank you for joining me. Two of the territory's leading minds. Any moment now, I'll be heading over to Jeremy, who is going to be bringing us an up-to-the-minute report of the status of the nation. Over to you, Jeremy.
Thank you for what I'm sure was a reasonable debate which really contributed to the national conversation. Next, out on the streets, someone who's always doing exactly that. It's Patrick Brennan. Are you there, Patrick?
Hello, Jeremy. Yes, hello. I'm here live. Apologies for the quality of the broadcast today. Couldn't find any cameramen or women brave enough to come and join me, so I'm out here on my own.
Right. So, can you tell us what it's like out there?
Yeah, I can. It's, as you can see behind me, the streets are currently
God.
deserted. My question, Jeremy, how long? I mean, could there be danger lurking just around the corner, waiting for the legendary career of this young
Tower management and news management.
Will he die? Underappreciated by management, and frankly, if you ask me, very, very much underpaid.
I don't think there's any... What's that on your jacket there?
That's actually a sponge. What I've done here is made a snuggle-proof jacket, Jeremy. The network didn't bother sending me any PPE, so I've been forced to improvise. In fact, showing the sort of resourcefulness that would make me an ideal candidate for, I don't know, for example, an anchor position starting whenever they'd like.
From your point of view, Patrick.
Not safe at all, Jeremy, not safe at all. I'd recommend people
2 and 3, 2 and 3.
Following government advice and not putting themselves at any risk at all. Unless, of course, like me, it's for groundbreaking journalism reasons.
And just where are you, Patrick?
I'm in the street, on the street.
Which street?
Which street? I think I'm struggling to hear you, actually, Jeremy, there.
Which street? Which street are you on?
Which street am I on?
Bannon Avenue. Bannon Avenue.
Yeah, no, I can hear you fine. Yep, I'm on Bannon Avenue on the side, it says there.
Like Patrick Bannon?
Oh yeah, that is like, that's strange, that's a weird sign. I don't know what's going on there.
Where are you really?
I'm on Bannon. Alright, fine, I'm not on Bannon Avenue, I'm not home, to be honest. Alright, fine, well I'm in my bathroom, technically. It's terrible out there, I don't want to go outside, they're everywhere. I'm sorry for lying.
We don't expect any less of you, Patrick.
You hear that sound?
I can, yes. I'm no expert, Patrick, but it sounds unmistakably like a tiny fist tapping on your door there. A tiny fist tapping on your door there.
Oh, fuck, Jeremy, shit, no! Oh, bollocks, Jeremy.
Perhaps there's a small queue of tiny fists, each wielding a different gendered household implement, ready to bash in the heads of little roving reporters.
But you're lying, aren't you? Oh, shit, fucking, listen to me, you bastards! If you're out there, you just... Piss off, you little fucking snuggle fuck! I'm too talented to die! I'm too talented to die! Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, God.
Don't worry, Patrick.
Don't let this guy on TV.
I tell you what, a few seconds before they break their way in there and finish you off. What do you see, Patrick? What do you see, Patrick? Thank you, Patrick, for that report, showing the nation, and more importantly, management, just where you
Oh my
belong.
god. Tower management.
You're not a break, but when we come back, we'll be happy to take your mind off the world for a little while, and who knows, maybe even bring you a few smiles. Join us after this. Join us after this. You're damn right. Yeah, I had them delivered. Yes, to Bannon Avenue.
We know times are hard.
David here. I've run into a few problems getting back. Although not as bad as yours. It looks like you've got one loose in the studio. Whack it on the head if it gives you any trouble. It's pretty bad here too, mate. They've got on board. Captain's down. Worse, chef's down and we're out of rum. Not sure I'm going to make it to sobriety or dry land.
Oh, what the?
We need to come together, every single one of us, and do the right thing.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to.
Our
I
Oh.
don't have to. No, you're
So now you
being
have to worry about this?
eye of the beholder.
I'm not.
Because
I'm
you
not.
have to go out in public events.
I'm not. No? No. Oh, 5, 4, 3.
There's inaugural
Welcome
things.
back to the National Nightly. Well, welcome back anyway. We know isolation isn't easy, so finally tonight we have something a bit different for you.
So now you need to worry about
Even though
this
some
and this
people, but it's not our job
stuff.
to
That's
entertain
just
the public
great.
with absolute nonsense. Other, more important people overruled those people.
Oh, they
So it's
broke
time
into
to
my
find
window.
out who will
Hey, you
National
guys are
Nightly
paying for that.
win, who will National Nightly win, and who will National Nightly lose. So, well, joining me is a man who knows all about playing. It's Tommy Harris. Hello, Tommy.
All right, Johnny.
Hello, Tommy.
It's good to see you.
And how are you finding the lockdown, Tommy?
What do you mean lockdown?
The enforced isolation of everyone in the country.
Yeah, I think I heard about that actually, yeah. I think I heard.
You're in bed, Tommy.
Yeah, during that time, so. Yeah.
Of course, that's my fault. So, why don't you tell us how the game is played?
Well, it's pretty simple, Jeremy, you sausage. I'm going to ask contestants from around the territory 3 questions about what else.
She's turned something off the plug, Alex.
Are going to get a chance to win a very special prize.
And what are they playing for, Tommy?
Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. Jeremy. Jeremy. Thank you. This.
Oh.
But I've signed it, so.
Oh, well then, what a fantastic prize.
Have we got anybody waiting to win this once in a lifetime prize, Jimmy?
I believe we have Angie on the line. How do you feel about winning this man's old pants, Angie?
I've never been so excited, Jeremy. And can I just say, I love you. Both of you.
Well, you've said it now, haven't you?
Oh, Angie, I love you. In a way. Tell us about yourself, Angie.
what can I say? My name is Angie, always has been. I'm a human woman, and my dental hygiene has been described as acceptable.
Brilliant! Right, well, shall we get this shambles on the way?
Absolutely, John. Can I get 30? Absolutely, John. Can I get 30?
We haven't got a clock.
Yeah, I did ask for a clock.
Got a clock.
So I did ask for a clock.
Why don't you start, and I'll stop you when it inevitably becomes unbearable to watch.
I love it. All right, here we go. Time starts. Now. Question 1. When is my birthday?
The 13th of August at 7:19 a.m.
That is absolutely correct. Question 2. What? I said, what is my favourite colour?
Crushed praline 4.
Correct, the colour of my nipples. And finally, Angie dear, what is my star sign?
That's a trick question. You were born outside of the human understanding of the cosmos.
Unbelievable, that is correct. Stop the clock.
Wow, that really was tough to watch. How did you do, Tommy?
Well, Angie, my love, you got every single question right, which of course means you lose and win absolutely nothing. Thanks for playing, Angie. Bye. Do we have another contestant on the line, Jellybean?
We do indeed. We should have Sonia Artleach. Are you there, Sonia? Are you there, Sonia?
Thank you for being here, Sonia. Thank you for being here.
Oh, Tommy! Mwah.
Let me guess, you work in theatre, don't you?
Is it that obvious? What gave it away? Was it the glamour or poise?
It certainly wasn't your inherent sense of humility.
Guess you're doing a backflip.
Oh, well, if you must play this game. I am a theatrical agent. I represent the likes of Rudy Beefman, Samuel Coffeecup, and Jodie Carpetburn, amongst others.
And how's the lockdown affected you, Sonia?
Well, they may have closed the theatres, shut the studios, and boarded the cinemas, but they won't get me that easily.
How are you managing without any work?
Due to a savvy clause in all of my artist contracts, I am able to claim my 15% from their unemployment benefit.
Wow, that certainly is sharp.
Standard stuff, standard stuff.
And can I ask, where are you speaking to us from?
Well, I work, you know, to keep costs down.
Who's this?
Oh, well, you know, when they gave the order, I was actually mid-meeting with a client, so we've been isolated together.
No fucking way.
What the fucking fuck?
Is that Tommy Harris? I'm a huge fan. Can I just tell you how bloody brilliant you are?
Actually, Jeff, we're about to play a game, aren't we, Tommy?
We've got time,
Fan.
Well, if it's not too bold, I think I am in love with you, Mr. Harris.
No, it's not too bold. That's all right. Don't worry.
Hey, I'd love to show you some of my stuff. I've been working on some new shit.
Well, at least you're already aware.
During lockdown, we've been workshopping some of Jeff's ideas for much younger children, haven't we?
People still let you near their children, do they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've been developing some shows for younger children.
Well, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we, Gerbil?
Absolutely dying to.
Right, so, what do kids love?
Timely transport payments from their absent fathers.
Shallow and overproduced musical numbers.
That's right. Animals! So, I'm trying to address the things that kids need to know, but through a medium that they'll understand. Do you understand?
I think you understand. Yes, I think so, yes.
Jeff's one of my best clients, aren't you?
I am, yeah. So, the first one we've been working on is called The King of the Jungle's
Thank you.
Mortgage Repayments. It's about a lion who's having problems with his interest rates.
I see. Does he have a broker?
He does, yes. He's a porcupine. How did you know that?
Well, your work is universal, darling. It speaks to people.
I'm going to say something to you, mate. I think you're onto something here.
The bear,
Oh, yes. Right. This one
one is much better. So this one tells the tale of Mr. Bear. Now, Mr. Bear is a very sad bear because all of the other bears don't think that he'll amount to much, and they tell him that his plays are lazy and derivative.
I think you're onto something there.
Now, Mr. Bear is a tragic figure. Picture this. He's at his lowest ebb. The trees are closing in. He can't even face his salmon, can he? But then he meets someone that will change his life forever.
This is fucking gripping.
That's right. He meets a wise old octopus who takes him under his wing and says, "No, Mr. Bear, don't be sad. You're not like all the other bears. You have this ambition and these dreams."
Such fucking dreams.
I think I love you, Jeff.
And what you need, ooh, Mr. Bear, says the octopus, probably doing an 8-armed gesture or something.
What you need to do to find happiness in this crazy old forest is you need to set yourself more realistic goals. It's called Mr. Bear Lowers His Expectations.
Wow, you really have taken yourself to new depths. So what do you want children to take away from this?
Oh, fuck
What do you want
you.
children to take away from this?
Oh.
What?
I said a more realistic worldview.
Are you alright, Jamboree?
It's Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey Donington.
No, stop. How does it end? We need to know how it ends.
Well, all the animals learn a thing or two about inevitable mediocrity.
And Mr. Bear settles down near to his parents' cave, stops trying to make his band happen, and he goes into bear telemarketing.
Becomes a bear maths teacher.
Oh, and we end. We end on a big musical number. Oh, there's dancing. It's very repetitive, so it's catchy but not too challenging. Well, if you like, I could go and get my boombox.
Yeah, I might be able to. Hang on. Can we get Angie back?
Why not? The more the merrier, as they say at orgies. The more the merrier, as they say at orgies.
Right, I'll just fill then, shall I? Coming up in a moment, it's the world premiere that nobody saw coming.
Live
or wanted. At all. I can only apologise in advance for what we're all about to endure.
To turn this shitting thing up.
Sort of creatures down on Dangly Doodle Farm. Like wise old Mr. Octopus with way too many arms. There's Mr. Pig and Mr. Cat, they're always in good mood. But that's 'cause they don't know they'll soon be sliced up into food. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to turn into. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your dreams go to die. Mr. Raccoon wants to go to the moon. He'll end up as a bus driver soon. Mr. Porcupine thinks he'll read the news at 9. He'll end up as a janitor who stinks of turpentine. Mr. Tiny Mouse thought he'd own a massive house. Ended up in a bedsit where he can't control the louse. Mr. Horse thought he'd go into professional sports. Now he's an alcoholic and he's on his third divorce. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the place your life becomes an endless questionnaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to die. Lower your expectations. Maybe you could get a job in telecommunications. No matter how you try, you'll never reach the League of Nations. The best you'll get is middle rank in trading operations. So lower your expectations. You'll never win an Oscar, so there's no congratulations. The future that is coming will not meet specifications, and no amount lot of visualizations will save you from your own deterioration. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's a tramp who thought he'd be a multi-millionaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where self-esteem goes to die. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the disappointment that is waiting everywhere. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your schemes go to die. That's where your dreams go to die. That's where dreams go to die.
A big thanks to our guests for somehow managing to make lockdown slightly more awful. That's about all we have time for tonight. Before we go, one final story. Skin-flipped parent ruins daughter's future. It has emerged today that Alex Winston of 102 Nearby Street cruelly dashed Susie's dreams last Christmas.
Oh, now they're really active.
Recalling a remarkable demonstration of miserliness. Stingy McTight bastard, as Alex is now called by daughter Susie, failed to see the importance of a broader cultural experience, denying the inquisitive young man the opportunity to visit his mind-expanding
Oh my God.
places as the annual dissident hunt in Urkistan, the orgy houses of Splendid, or the legendary Tilted Village of Romantic, which is scheduled to fully into the sea sometime next August. Guess she'll never get to see that now. Spouse Sam exclusively told this programme, I don't understand why Alex would deny her this chance to meet people from across the continent. 20 years of marriage and now I'm starting to wonder if my partner is a bit racist. Looks like someone needs to cut their daughter a little slack. Maybe this story will serve as a massive electric shock to the nerves.
Yeah.
My name's Megan Donaldsworth. Please proof noted.
Hey, quit touching my stuff.
How's that? I thought I did right. I thought I had the voice down. Yeah,
It's crazy news, crazy pre-Christmas, extra exciting festive Yuletide Easter extravaganza.
Jenny, do you know where I can get what are those little do-it-yourself model planes? You know, the one with all the fiddly bits.
You're listening to the better life.
Oh. Alright, that'll do it for today's episode of Not For Broadcast. If you enjoyed, leave a like on the video, hit that subscribe button, road to 100 subscribers.